Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Always Compete Seahawks podcast. I am Sam. That is Mike. And today we're going to be talking about the top 10 defensive players in the NFL. Quick disclaimer, there's a lot of defensive players in the NFL, so I guarantee you that there will be some that are not on our list. And
your favorite defensive player is not on our list. Just
guaranteed. Just
an FYI.
But overall, we made our list. And Mike, do you just want to hop in real quick, number 10?
Sure. Let's go. Top 10 defensive players in the NFL. Number 10 is Zadarius Smith. The dude is a demon on the outside for Green Bay. He was signed there, I believe, 2 years ago. He is absolutely insane. Consistent pressure off the edge. Really, really good. Nobody remembers, but his brother also plays for the Packers. So it's kind of the TJ Watt, Derek Watt situation where, nobody really gives a shit about the other brother. But Zadarius Smith does play for the Packers. Very, very good. I had him as my number 10 defensive player. Sam, what about you, dog?
I had Joey Bosa. I think Joey Bosa is a very quality defensive end. And if you put his brother Nick on the list at number 10, you need to be hospitalized.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not saying I'm going to injure you, but like mental hospital. Just saying. But yeah, Joey Bosa is pretty good.
The reason I didn't have Joey Bosa is just the injuries. Like he gets
dominant, just kind of forgotten at the end of the day. I feel like Joey Bosa kind of underrated. That's why I have at my number 10. Who do you have at number 9?
At number 9, I didn't want to put too many DBs, but I decided to include the best defensive back. No, I'm just kidding. The best safety in the NFL, Jamal Adams. Obviously, everybody knows he's the best safety in the NFL, but he's also one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, top 10 in sacks, had 10, 9.5, 10 sacks, whatever he had. Absolute freaking beast. Can cover, contrary to popular belief. Just do it all, and he's the 9th best defensive player in the NFL.
Disclaimer, I had Jamal Adams at my 11th. I didn't have a safety on this list. Therefore, I am saying that he's the best safety.
But you agree that I was going to say, you agree he's the best safety in the NFL. Okay.
So, number 9, I had Xavier Howard. This dude was a machine last year. Like a machine. He's ridiculous. He shuts down everybody and gets like 9 picks last year. That's ridiculous. Like last year, I think you remember versus Mahomes, playing up against Tyreek Hill, backpedaling, just snags that boy one-handed. Like, come on now, that is ridiculous.
It's like a Madden animation right there. Yeah.
Xavier Howard, he's still only my 4th best cornerback on this list. So, wow. Mike, who do you have?
My number 8. Forgot how to count there for a second. Again, this might be a little bit biased, but living over here in Illinois, watching the Bears every week, Khalil Mack is a guy that really jumps out to me as being freaking dominant. He doesn't put up the sack numbers that maybe you like from a legitimate sack daddy. But, sorry, that was...
mysterious wink.
Sorry.
I don't know.
Pause.
I don't know what that wink was meant to
mean. Khalil Mack is a great football player. Please just you take the mic. I need to rethink my life choices after that wink.
Yeah, I have DeForest Buckner.
Ooh.
No, I have DeForest Buckner. DeForest Buckner is like great, and I'm so happy he's not in San Francisco.
Thank you, 49ers, for trading him out of the division.
People kind of forget that he's like 6'7" or something like that. He's like,
large human being. Yes,
he's scary tall, and he's dominant. Like if you watch this man, he's in the backfield every other play, and teams game plan around him. He can play on the inside and outside. This dude is a monster, an athletic freak, and I just think that DeForest Buckner is a total beast. And I think he's the.
So you had him at 8 or 7, 7 or 8.
I had him at 8.
I had him at 7. Totally agree with what you're saying. Absolute great. Thank you for trading him out of the division. John Lynch with just another quality move as the general manager of the 49ers. You love to see it. Yeah, not much to say that you haven't said. I got DeForest Buckner at 7.
Yeah. At 7, I had Stephon Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore, people forget, was the defensive player of the year 2 years ago.
Yes.
Seems like a long time ago, doesn't it? But Stephon Gilmore last year didn't necessarily put up the most interceptions. That's really because he didn't get targeted much. He did get smoked by DK, but DK is just the best receiver in NFL history.
Obviously,
so
yes.
It's it's easy to get smoked by him.
Right. It's like losing a race to Usain Bolt. Like
you can't. you can't judge yourself for that. But Stephon Gilmore still a shutdown corner when he has to be, and I hope the Seahawks will trade a second for him. So, Mike, who do you have at number
Are,
6?
are we speaking that into existence, or we got to think about it for a little bit? Like, we got to think about some trade offers.
Yeah.
I also had a corner at number 6. I had Xavier Howard, the guy you just mentioned.
Okay.
Beast of a corner, just an interception machine. Great job. Shot one of the few guys that didn't allow like 300 yards to Tyreek and Mahomes. Played great in the game. I think the Dolphins are going to be really, really good next year, especially with future league MVP Tua Tagovailoa at quarterback. But that's a conversation for another day. I got destroyed in the Seahawks chat for saying that. So anyway, Xavier Howard is a fantastic football player, and he is my number 6 defensive player.
Yeah, totally fair, especially after last year. Number 6, I had, in my opinion, far and away, the best player at his position. I had Bobby Joseph Wagner of the Seattle Seahawks. In my opinion, he's far and away the best middle linebacker in the NFL. If you say it's Fred Warner, you're just a hater because the stats don't even back it up. So, Mike, don't you look at me like that, Mike. Don't you look at me like that. Don't you tell me that you had. Okay,
I didn't have Fred Warner above Bobby. I didn't have him above Bobby. No.
Okay.
But the next player on my list is hold on. Fred.
You had Fred?
Fred Warner.
Go ahead and say Fred. Go ahead and say Fred. It's okay. Fred's a good player. Fred's like 12th or 13th on my list, realistically.
I will say, I hate complimenting the rival. What can I say? He's not terrible.
The 49ers suck. That's what we're saying.
The 49ers are terrible.
Yeah.
He is not terrible.
He's pretty good. Some would say that he's pretty good.
Some people would say that he is a decent football player.
Yeah, some.
Right.
Depends who you're asking.
Right. I totally forgot my thing was like that. My bad. My bad.
But,
oops.
Yeah, but
I had to get my water bottle. I totally forgot it was like
that. But yeah. I mean, Fred Warner's good. He just wasn't as high on my list as you had him.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're moving on to what? So this is my 5th now?
Yeah.
My fifth is one Jair Alexander from the Green Bay Packers. I think that Jair Alexander is a freak. And this dude, the Seahawks traded the pick to Green Bay that later on went on to be Jair Alexander. Just a side note there. But, kind of.
Hey, bro, it's okay.
Shame.
Hey, listen, we got Rashad Penny. We're fine.
We're fine. Oh, I forgot about that.
Is a dog, okay?
But
I had Bobby Wagner as my 5th defensive player, or my 4th defensive player. Obviously, so if you're kind of taking the gap right here, it's 4. There's a very significant drop off, and then it's 5. Bobby Wagner, just that much better than Fred Warner, obviously, but had him at 4, best middle linebacker in the NFL. Very little debate about it. Been doing it. He's been there. He's done that. There's not much you could say. I mean, he is just a dog. A first ballot Hall of Famer, and 4th best defensive player in the NFL, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I have number 4 at my number 4. Somebody who is heavily despised by a certain organization. And that organization would be Pittsburgh. I have Myles Garrett as my 4th defensive player. Yeah. Myles Garrett is a freak. This dude is amazing.
Did you see him playing basketball?
Bro, he's insane. Honestly, one of the better first-round picks of the last 10 years. People kind of forget.
This dude
has been flat out dominant.
He was so good that not even the Browns could mess up picking him first overall.
Yeah, like the Browns have tried to mess up picks, and they couldn't do it with this one.
No.
Myles Garrett, 2-time All-Pro, two-time Pro Bowler, first-time All-Pro last year, 12.5 sacks the year before. 12 sacks year before at 10 in only 10 games. This dude was on pace for 16. And then he had 13.5 in 2018. And even in a season where he only played 9 games, in his first year, he had 7 sacks. So Myles Garrett is a freak, and he's only going to get better and better, in my opinion. In my opinion, he's the fourth best defensive player in the NFL. Who do you have at number 3?
I also really hate saying this. I think we just could skip number 1 and number 3, because they both play for the same team in the NFC West. Fortunately, it's not the Seahawks.
Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt.
Yeah, you got me. You got me. I mean, that's it. That's it right there.
I mean, I had Isaiah Simmons and Taylor Collins.
I had Byron Murphy and what's the guy's name? Jordan Peters. Is that his name? No, Jordan Hicks. Jordan Hicks. What I meant to say.
Yeah.
Jordan Hicks and Byron. No, it's Jalen Ramsey, best corner in the game. I hate that I just quoted Richard Sherman when talking about a Rams player. I'm so sorry. I wouldn't say that he's like DK Metcalf's dad, but he's like the cool uncle that like barbecues. like
the cool uncle.
But like it's the uncle that just talks such a ungodly amount of shit to you when you're at like the family parties. Like, bro, you suck. Like that's like he's like the like he wears.
He's kind of joking, but he's not really joking.
Right.
Though,
he's still like living in his high school days, right? Like, dude, like Jalen Ramsey is the uncle that wears jeans and like a muscle t-shirt, barbecues, and talks shit. That's who Jalen Ramsey is. I'm not gonna comment further after that. I will pass it over to Sam for his number 3.
Well, you kind of know who 2 and 1 is based on my number 3. I had T.J. Watt.
Yeah,
T.J. Watt's a monster. He's a different beast. He's a different breed of human, and he's better than JJ by a long shot. At this point, he's better than JJ.
Oh, right now, right now. I thought you were talking about prime JJ. I was like,
oh no, oh hell no. There's very few people who are better than prime JJ.
Prime JJ, history. Like in that 3-year span, maybe is the best 3-year span in a defensive player's ever had. Maybe.
Like you could maybe say like Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, but like those are like really like the
Lawrence
only guys
Taylor off the cocaine though. Like that's just come on. That's just
but
different.
On cocaine, like Lawrence Taylor was like.
Dude, we could cut like just like a side note, we could cut our military budget like in half if we just gave Lawrence Taylor a bunch of cocaine, dropped him in like the Middle East.
On the battlefield, he's like,
You seen him? Yeah.
Just
Spartacus.
Like one helicopter comes down. They're like, what? What is
it's
this?
Like the
scene
like
in
Waterboy where he like sees the guy like holding a football, just tackles everybody. Yeah. We could really like
it's like that one. It's like everybody's lined up on the front lines, and one helicopter drops down, and it's Lawrence Taylor.
There's like
he's like, and he just starts running out and just clobbering people.
You see tanks? He's just like giving him the swim move. He's like getting through tanks.
He's like flipping tanks with like just
that one sec he had where he like ripped the guy, like spun him around.
Yeah. Just like the things that Lawrence Taylor did, like he would have plays where he'd come around the line and like grab arms and throw them down by their arms.
A human being should not be able to do what Lawrence Taylor did.
A human being should not be allowed to snort coke at halftime and go out and kill Joe Theismann. But we're not going to talk about that. So I had TJ Watt at 3. At my number 2, I had Jalen Ramsey.
We switched. I had Jalen 3. I had TJ 2. So
I had Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey's the best corner in the NFL. Jalen Ramsey's more than the cool uncle. He's like that really annoying neighbor. He's kind of always around. He's always in the back of your mind. But
he talks shit to you when you're like he watches you play football and he like talks shit. Like, bro, you suck. And then he comes over and he locks you down and it's like, or like that kid,
I'll show you.
Or like that kid that like when you're playing basketball with your friends, like joins and just shits on everybody, and you're like,
yeah. Like at the park, he's like, "Yo, can I join?" You're like, "Oh yeah, sure, go ahead."
And he just talks so much shit. Like he'd cross you up, be like, "You fucking suck."
Breaks your ankles.
All right, bro, we get it.
Knocks it down your face. Just walks off the court after dropping like 30.
The best Jalen Ramsey story is, so apparently this is majority rumor, but I'm pretty sure it's true. Given Jalen Ramsey. So Golden Tate a couple years ago, he has got a sister.
Oh no.
And Jalen Ramsey apparently, did the dirty with Golden Tate's sister. Yeah. The bumping uglies. And Golden Tate was like, I'm out for revenge. Like, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna beat his at 0 catches, 0 yards.
And Jalen Ramsey flattened him. It was so funny.
I was like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, but at number 1, I have Golden Tate. No, but yeah, Jalen Ramsey is a beast. He's the annoying neighbor to DK Metcalf and the Seahawks. Like we're in
Yeah.
if like the NFC West is like a 4-thing condo that I'm living in something like right now. Where
Who's
there's
that
like
neighbor that plays
4 different
music at like
houses.
3 in the morning?
Yeah, there's like the Cardinals all the way on the end who nobody cares about. They don't talk.
Right.
Everybody hates
Nobody
them.
invites them to the condo parties. Nobody gives a shit about them.
Yeah. And then there's San Francisco who always comes home like the fancy new
Yeah.
88-inch TV every
Yeah, but
weekend
they
for some
drop
reason.
it and they're like, "Oh, we would have had a cool party. I had our TV not broken." You know?
Yeah, they
Right.
always have something new, and then they're always just dropping it.
They would break it,
Oh
yeah.
no! Then you have the Rams, who are just like they like the kind of people where they like walk with a gun to the door if you knock on the door.
You know that meme where the lady's like, she's banging the pan, she's like, "I don't get no sleep because of y'all." Like that's the
Yeah,
Rams.
those are the Rams.
That's the
Those
Rams.
are the Rams.
And it's
And
just
then
like,
there's
shut
just
the
us.
fuck up. Yeah,
Then
top
there's
floor.
just us. Russell Wilson saying prayers all the time, and
Prayers. Amen.
and Russ and Tyler just chilling.
He's
and
like, "Amen. Go Hawks."
And Peach just kind of like.
Oh, but there's a bubblegum factory up in the top floor.
Yeah, Pete's
Yeah,
an
no, it's good stuff.
An illegal bubblegum ring, just being constantly run by Pete.
Smuggling in bubblegum at 3 a.m.
Yeah, but before we get too far off,
Aaron Donald, bro. It's Aaron Donald.
It's Aaron Donald.
It's Aaron Donald.
I mean, it's Aaron Donald.
If you need an explanation, watch.
It's Aaron Donald. No,
watch
it's like literally any answers to a question. Why is Aaron Donald the best player in the defensive player in the NFL? It's Aaron Donald. It's Aaron Donald.
My bottom 9 are completely interchangeable. Honestly, if I thought about it more, I'd switch some guys around, take some guys off. But number 1 doesn't change. It's Aaron Donald.
Yeah, number 1 doesn't change.
Point blank. Period.
Thank you guys for watching.
That was pretty
good.
Don't be
the annoying neighbor.
No.
Nobody likes the annoying neighbor.
Don't smash pots at 3 a.m. unless you're making a video, in which case DM us because that would be hilarious. We are not responsible for any lawsuits that you may encounter, but if you want to do that, you go ahead and
our official application to instill Lawrence Taylor in the U.S. Navy.
Right.
In the U.S. everything.
Well,
have him swim in the water and sink boats.
Like Aquaman, but
he just grabs the rudder and drags it down.
Yeah, you see, it breaks the wings off there. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Joe Biden, we know you watch this. Get on it right away, please.
Yeah, I mean, we might need an executive order here. Just have have him in like the Air Force. He flies his own plane. He jumps out on top of another plane. He opens the cockpit, throws the guy out, flies that plane. Yep. It's just like a never-ending cycle.
Yep. Well, and you know, like, I mean, they have what? They have like a president's meeting every day. You really think they're talking about taxes? No, they're watching the Always Compete Seahawks podcast in the White House.
They're huddled around.
Yeah. It's his security like this around him, and he's just like watching on his phone. Like, I like these guys.
Yeah, Joe Biden doing that thing where like you put like the air that like the headphone wire all the way up to your head and you lean on it to listen.
Yeah.
He's like,
on the helicopter, he's like, "Hey, I like this guy." Yeah.
Yeah, but no, honestly, Aaron Donald is number 1. Once again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a like. We're gonna be dropping some Seahawks stuff pretty damn soon. We have some fun stuff coming on the way for y'all, so stay tuned for that. And once again, leave a comment if you disagree with anything. If you think that John Radigan, Seahawks undrafted rookie linebacker, is the best defensive player in the NFL, let us know. And
right.
Mike, if you have anything else to say, I think we can wrap this up.
I think the Lawrence Taylor plan is going to save our military, and don't forget, children, Aaron Donald is the scariest defensive player in the NFL, and he will eat you in your sleep.
He's the scariest person in the NFL.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.